Do you think we can live on Mars? Well, let's find out. Wait, first we need to think about what are the factors that are pushing us to think about colonizing Mars. So, what is happening to our Earth? As we know, climate change is a big problem right now and it is destroying our Earth. It is so bad that our Earth might become no longer habitable. Few impacts of climate change are the breaking of and melting of the glaciers because of high temperature. Lakes and rivers are drying up because of high temperature, results in evaporation. Global warming is increasing because of more emission of greenhouse gases like methane, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen. As these amount of gases is increasing, more sunlight is getting trapped by the greenhouse gases, resulting in a higher temperature. This process is also known as the greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect. Process in which the gases like carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrogen in atmosphere trap the reflected rays of the sun and keep the earth warm. How does the process of emission and global warming work? Cars, factories, burning of fossil fuels, etc., emit the harmful gases. Now the production of pollution is done. These gases release into the atmosphere. Then these gases help in trapping the heat of the reflected rays of the sun. Now more gases result in capturing of the sun rays and thus the earth becomes warmer. To understand more about the greenhouse effect, click on this link. How can we save our earth? We can take simple precautions to make our living on earth better and longer. Switching off the room lights whenever not being used, switching the tap off whenever not being used, saving the trees as they give us fresh air to breathe, planting more trees to promote deforestation. Okay, so back to Mars now. So, Mars is a planet located between Earth and Jupiter. It is the fourth planet from the Sun. This planet is often known as the red planet as it appears to be reddish orange from the sky, and it appears to be red because of the color of the Martian rocks on Mars. The planet appears reddish brown due to the large amounts of iron oxide or rust in the Martian rocks found on the surface of the planet. This planet is named after the ancient god of war. Mars has two moons, Phobos and Deimos. Now, what are the essentials of sustaining a life on Earth? Oxygen to breathe, food to keep us healthy and active, water to regulate the temperature in our bodies, plants to grow fresh food, shelter to sleep and stay covered in case there's any storm like situation so we can stay indoors. And what all resources of these do we have on Mars? Let's have a look, shall we? Is there water on Mars? There used to be water on Mars. There used to be rivers flowing through the surface of Mars. The scientists discovered that by discovering some minerals present on the surface that can only be made by the presence of water. Currently, there is a thick layer of ice on the poles of Mars, so water can be extracted from there. Can we grow plants on Mars? According to the researchers, Martian soil does have some elements necessary for a plant to grow in. The plant can grow there, but there will be certain conditions put over it. like stabilizing the temperature, as the temperature on Mars keeps on varying from time to time and is not stabilized. Planting the plants indoor, like in a small greenhouse or a nursery, so that the plants are not exposed to the high winds and dust storms. So, plants on Mars cannot be grown naturally, but after some conditions, it can definitely be grown. What about oxygen? How are we going to breathe? That's not a big problem either. When we reach Mars and open our solar panels, we will be able to generate electricity, right? Then we can use the process of electrolysis to split hydrogen and oxygen up. This will leave us with oxygen to breathe. Will we be able to construct a decent shelter for ourselves on Mars? As we already know by now that the temperature on Mars is very low, so we need the shelters to be airtight, and we will also have to use heavy thermal insulation. This is important to keep an earthly environment inside our shelters. The radiation is also known as cosmic rays of Mars, which is 50 times more than the Earth. So this basically increases the chance of cancer. To prevent this, we will have to make a windowless shelter with thick frozen layer of CO2. This can be directly harvested from the atmosphere, as the atmosphere of Mars is made up of 80% carbon dioxide. Also then covering the ice with a thick layer of Martian dirt. All this still won't hold back the radiation, but will reduce it just enough to survive on Mars for a longer period of time. Other pointers to look at. Whenever we will open outside doors of our shelters to come inside or go outside, our shelter will be exposed to the Martian dust, which is deadly. To prevent this, we can make spacesuits that can never enter the shelter and stay attached to the outside of the shelter, so we don't inhale the Martian dust, which is poisonous. Comparison between Earth and Mars. The diameter of Mars is 4220 miles. Mars measures about one-fourth the size of the Earth. You would weigh about 38 kgs on Mars if you would weigh about 100 kgs on Mars. A year on Mars is 687 days. Mars volume is equal to one-sixth of the Earth. The diameter of Earth is 7926 miles. If you would weigh about 100 kg on Earth, you would weigh about 38 kgs on Mars. Year on Earth is 365 days, and Earth's volume is equal to 6 Mars. The structure of Mars. Like our Earth, Mars has also undergone a process known as differentiation. This means that the planet underwent the process of loads of chemical changes and physical changes since it was first formed. This process is what gives a planet its layers like core, mantle, and crust. The center of Mars is also known as the core. It is primarily made of iron, nickel, and sulfur. It is about 1700 kilometers in diameter. The Martian crust is composed of iron, magnesium, aluminium, calcium, and potassium. Oxidation of iron dust is the reason for Mars having reddish hue to its surface. Disadvantages of living on Mars. The temperature on Mars can get extreme. The dirt on Mars is poisonous and can easily kill you if once inhaled. Almost everything on Mars is radioactive. Life over there will not be easy, as you will have to wear spacesuits almost all the time to get a constant supply of oxygen. Some facts about the planet Mars. The sunsets on Mars are blue. The name of the Mars derives from the planet Mars. Mars can be spotted with our naked eye during the night time because of its reddish appearance. Mars is home to the tallest mountain in the solar system, the Olympus Mons, a shield volcano. Temperature on Mars can get extreme. The bibliography. If you have any queries, feel free to email me on sukriti.gupta@pathways.in. We'll see you after a few years. Till then, bye.